Alright, ladies and gentlemen, 20.5. Here we go. Pretty much what we all expected. Rowing, wall balls, muscle ups, everything that was left. This one, the beauty of this is you do get to partition this any which way you want.
40 muscle ups, 80 cal row, 120 wall ball.
Yep.
And wherever you want.
So the tie break time on this bad boy is the completion of the wall balls and the rowing. We will go into the strategy on that afterwards. First, we're going to talk standards. So, to start us off today, Coach Jacob is going to perform the prettiest ring muscle up you've ever seen in your life. So, rep starts and you're hanging completely locked out at the arms, feet hanging off the floor, and he's going to tip up and over. The rep ends when you are in the support position at the top. When he comes back down, the rep, you must be completely lengthened at the arms for it to count. No hanging from the rings like this and then continuing into your next rep. That would be a no rep. Second movement, if you're scaling, you will be doing chin over bar pull-ups. Same as other movements, your feet start behind the rig, and then after you end, your chin is going to be up over the bar. And then once he's hanging again, all completely lengthened top to bottom. Now, moving on, we are going to do the health standard. Is going to be jumping pull-ups, jumping chest to bar pull-ups. So, standard for today is roughly 6 inches above your head. Looks like 6 inches. And once you are hanging from the bar, you must be completely lengthened, which will mean you are bent at the knees. From here, it is jumping all the way touching to the chest. Again, ending completely lengthened at the bottom. Beautiful. Whew. Next on the agenda, wall balls. Just like before, once it goes down, hips are below. Hips are below knee creep. Hips are below the knees. Ball is in the support position. As he shoots up, the middle of the ball must hit at or above the marker that you are aiming for. Again, make sure that you're very efficient on these. Wait until you've gotten all the way to the top before you release. When you catch, make sure you wait to catch before you sink into the bottom. Last but not least is the rower. We're going to bar the rower for just a minute. All right. So, as Jacob starts, nice long pulls, extending at the hips, then pulling with the arms, normal efficiency tips. Now, things about the standards. If Jacob gives a nice long pull and then immediately racks the weight, his calorie count stops once he lets go of the handles. So if he pulls hard and then holds on and lets it wind over, all of these calories count until he lets go of that handle. So if you are partitioning today, if you want to let it roll over and get a couple more calories, then make sure you're holding on to the handles. All right. Now, let's talk strategy. Let Jacob start you off here.
We're all going to be stopped somewhere, whether that's the wall balls, the rings, the bar, or wherever. You're going to have a weakness. Whatever that weakness is, try and knock it out of the way as fast as you can. Once again, if you're going for a muscle up, and this might be the first time you get a muscle up ever, or you can get one every 6 months, take the first 2 minutes, try to get a muscle up. You're nice and fresh, you'll be warm with your warm up, no fatigue, try to knock one out of the way. After that 2 minutes, if you can't get one, put it to the side, Finish up your wall balls and rowing as fast as you can. Then you have the remainder of that time, once again, to get a muscle up. The tiebreaker is the wall balls and rowing. You absolutely want to get done with that. It doesn't matter how many muscle ups you get. If you don't finish that wall balls and rowing, you're going to get beat out by a lot of people who did 0 muscle ups and finished their wall balls and rowing. So, finish the wall balls and rowing. Work on your muscle ups, chest bars, pull-ups, you name it.
Yes.
If you know you can get all 3 of these movements, but let's say pull-ups are a little weak for you, but you know you can do 3 or 4 in a row. Break up this workout to do, 10 rounds of 4 pull-ups, yada yada. Break it up how you want. You can mix and match however you please. Me personally, I'm going to try to do rings and wall balls, multiple rounds, cash out with a row. That may not be the option for you. That's what I'm going to go with. Once again, you can break this however you want. Find your weakness, get after it, but be sure you finish those wall balls and rowing.
So, again, just to reiterate, play to your strengths. If you're scaling down and pull-ups are a stronger option for you, take it in a little bit bigger sets. A lot of people are doing 5, 10, 15. Remember, transition time eats up a lot of the clock. So if you can afford to do slightly bigger sets, do the slightly bigger sets. If you can't keep that pace, then just take the smaller sets and try to keep your pace up. Break it up so that you are minimizing your rest while playing to your strengths.
Just keep moving. There's no reason to try to knock out 20 wall balls and you're getting 10, resting, and then doing another 10.
Yes.
Move on to the next movement. Unless you're at the very last reps of whatever movement that is, if you're breaking, move on. Keep on moving. Just keep steady pacing the whole time. On the pull-ups, you cannot have grips and tape. They cannot be in contact with each other. You can have grips and bare bar. You can have bare hands, bare bar, bare hands and tape. You cannot have grips and tape if you were doing pull-ups or chest bars. Rings, doesn't matter. Fair game, whatever you're doing.
Rowing efficiency. So, going faster on the rower makes a very big difference. So the difference between rowing at 800 calories per hour takes about 8 minutes, and rowing 1,200 an hour cuts it down in half, down to about 4 minutes. So if you can afford to put that extra energy into the rower, it will save you a ton of time. So a lot like Coach Jacob, he's going to cash out with a lot of the rowing all at once so he can push that pace and be super efficient in his time consumption in that part. Other than that, guys, I think that's it. Again, we'll see you tonight.